Hey friends, Ellen here and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my favorite business tools for productivity to help me have a life, run my business in the background, make sure that I don't get super overwhelmed with my day job. So let's go ahead and take a look. The first app I want to take a look at is Practice. You may have heard of Honeybook and Dubsado, but you probably haven't heard of Practice. Practice.do is their web address, is a pretty new CRM and client and customer management system that is on the scene. And though they are imperfect, they are rapidly adding new features that I'm really excited about. One of the biggest reasons I switched to Practice from Honeybook, in fact, was the fact that I knew I wanted to pivot back to client work. And there's a lot about working inside of Practice that is super convenient for client work. You can see here that you can actually chat with your clients inside of Practice. You can share to-dos and you can add, specific client information that's super accessible from inside of the platform. So your customers can create an account for free, access shared documents, to-dos, and chat directly with you. There's also some other really awesome added benefits when it comes to Practice. They have really great customer service and resources on the platform. They're actually the fastest platform I've ever found when it comes to replies when I'm having potential issues. There's also the ability to connect to your shared Google Calendars inside of Practice. So this is one of the very few platforms I have found, and I'm still shocked that this isn't something that is more of common practice when it comes to schedulers, is I have the ability to connect to and avoid conflicts with a number of shared calendars, including calendars for my day job and for my Mighty Networks community. So like this calendar right here is the one that I use for my day job, and this calendar right here is for my Mighty Networks community. I need to avoid those conflicts when I am having my clients and customers schedule with me. And it shocks me how many big name companies actually don't do that, including Dubsado, at least back when I used to use it, including Honeybook, and even including some of the other newer ones that I have found recently. I thought about switching to Bonsai because I like some of their features, but again, they didn't have this ability. They didn't have the ability for me to avoid these kind of things. So that's another big thing that I really like about Practice. They also have this thing that they call the library. And basically what this is your clients, when they sign up for a package or program with you, you can automatically give them access to an entire library of documents. You see here, I have this client resources folder. As soon as a client starts working with me, I not only give them access to, contracts and a burnout guidebook, but some other forms and reflections that they can use all within the Practice system. So basically, Practice is a really cool platform that I've been loving using, and it's a great change of pace from some of the other big name, visually stunning platforms, but platforms that are also very limited. The next platform I want to take a look at is Squarespace. I have been hosting my website on Squarespace since 2015. I love Squarespace. I remember when I switched to WordPress temporarily because I guess I felt like I should, but I was so overwhelmed by the platform. Nothing came easily. I needed a plugin for everything, and Squarespace just isn't like that. Even before Squarespace moved to their Fluid Engine editor, which something I love about the Fluid Engine editor, you'll see a peek of in just a second, is you have the ability to size and resize things to your heart's content. And there used to be more limitations inside of Squarespace in terms of the things that you could edit and change in here. But now you can do anything. If I wanted to make this one particular word a different color, I can inside of Squarespace. So this Fluid Engine has made it so much easier to make edits to a website. And it is even more of a reason why I am obsessed with Squarespace. It is super easy to also do things like add blogs, I even have my podcast show notes inside of here. It is super easy to sell products inside of here. So you can very easily create a store where you sell products, and you can see I've got my different Notion templates and whatnot in here. And then the other big thing that I don't currently use on Squarespace, we're going to talk about what I use instead of Squarespace, is they have this place for member areas, which basically what this is you can create, it's going to tell me that I need to sign up, but you can create a membership with various levels of subscription fees, and you can host that all right within your Squarespace membership. So it is all nice and accessible and really self-contained inside of Squarespace. Some of the things that I really just love about Squarespace is that it is all in one. They even have really easy ways to do SEO inside of Squarespace. All you just have to do is go to the SEO tab and then change your SEO settings. So they have very easy ways to do that. So it's all in one. It's simple. It's easy to use. There's also templates galore inside of Squarespace, whether you're talking templates for, let's say you want to create a new page. There's tons of different template builders that you can use for page layouts. There's templates for your website as a whole. So if you didn't want to start from scratch building your website, you can use one of Squarespace templates. But there's also tons of designers and places that do Squarespace templates in and of themselves. My template is actually this one right here from Go Live HQ. And it is super accessible, super easy to install, and super easy to customize. I also really appreciate the fact that you can edit so much, kind of like we looked at before, just by going in and clicking edit without having to code or do anything super crazy. There's also a massive community around Squarespace. There's tons of YouTube channels that focus exclusively on Squarespace. There's one in particular called Inside the Square, which I have learned a ton from when it comes to how to do various different things inside of Squarespace. So there's a massive community, whether you are looking at the Squarespace forums or you are learning from creators on places like YouTube. And they're constantly making big improvements. As I kind of already mentioned, they recently added in member areas not too long ago. The Fluid engine came out sometime in the last year. And they've recently made some changes where you can very, very easily go in and underline or circle text to add some extra emphasis to it. I'm trying to find some examples of that on my website. I definitely think I have some on my membership page. So let's go ahead and look at that. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You can see how I've got the word clarity highlighted. I've got some of this other stuff underlined. It's just a nice, easy way to add some emphasis to the text that you are using. And that can be a really, really awesome kind of thing to add a little bit of oomph inside of your website. You can also see I have some excess spacing in here, and I can very easily go in and adjust that down, fix that without too much fuss from the website platform itself. So I love Squarespace. I am obsessed with Squarespace. This is just scratching the surface of why I love Squarespace so much. I'm all about ease in my business, and the long and short of it is the fact that Squarespace just makes it easy. So highly recommend checking out Squarespace for your website needs. The next one I'm going to talk about is Notion. I am obviously obsessed with Notion. I feel like part of this is kind of become a Notion channel. And I use Notion for not only like just about everything in my life, but I use it a lot in my business. I'm not going to emphasize it too much right now, but what I will give you is a little bit of a sneak peek inside of the kind of business back end. This is my business hub in terms of the things that I have housed in here. I have a sales CRM housed in here. I have things that I'm doing to keep track of my like website updates. I have business stats inside of here. I have the business finances inside of here. I have just kind of random ideas. I have a biz mindset journal, which if you do check out my Burned Out Business Owners Bundle Notion templates, this is accessible inside of here, which I feel like this is just a really good practice to do to get very clear and like the things that you believe when it comes to your business, as opposed to getting caught up in what other people believe you should do when it comes to running your business. I obviously have my content creation inside of here. So not only do I come up with, my content ideas for various different platforms inside of here and house them inside of here, but I also manage and kind of plan out the content that I'm going to release inside of here. So I have a publishing calendar that I use, and I use it for all of the different things I publish. So that is both my my newsletter. So this is the newsletter that's going to be coming out this week. This is this YouTube video that I'm working on right now. But I also then keep track of the tasks for these various projects, whether it is a content creation project or something that I'm working on for a client. I house all of that inside of Notion. Notion organizes my tasks. It organizes my schedule inside of my business. It manages my customers. I also use Notion to host portals. Let's actually take a look at a client portal really quickly. So it hosts my client portals inside of here. So I give them their information for their start date, how to navigate the portal, as well as places to do their check-ins and where I do client notes. I even have templates for their daily and weekly check-ins inside of Notion. So it just really makes it all easy and centralized. I use it to plan out my goals. And again, these are both personally and professionally. I use it for writing and kind of the various writing projects that I'm working on. So when I say Notion organizes my entire life, I'm really, really not joking about that. It truly, truly does. Basically, anything that happens in my business happens inside of Notion, and it's just become a necessity for my business and frankly, for my life. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at Zapier. I have definitely talked about Zapier as a necessity in my business, and it's because it takes care of a lot of the menial tasks in my business. I'm adding new members to, various lists inside of Flowdesk, which is what I use for email management. Bringing in information from my Mighty Networks, which I'm going to talk about in just a second, to my Notion. Pulling in new subscribers from my quiz platform, Interact, to my email management system. Updating my finance tracker so I don't have to spend time every single week updating my finance tracker, uploading new Zoom recordings to Google Drive, all of these, as well as updating my calendar inside of my Notion systems. All of these happen because of Zapier. And really the beauty of it is saving me, maybe each of these things only saves me minutes, but when you multiply that by how many different things it is doing and running in the background, it saves so freaking much time. I can't even begin to put it into words. So Zapier is definitely a place that I highly recommend checking out. It is a teeny bit techie. I didn't realize how techie of a person I was until I realized that certain things like using Zapier and using Notion actually came pretty easily to me. I actually enjoy the troubleshooting aspect of using platforms like these. But that is something to just kind of know about. That is something to just kind of know about using Zapier, is it is a little bit techy, but honestly, the capabilities are truly endless and it's become very integral in my systems. The next place we're going to go ahead and take a look at is actually my Mighty Networks. I use Mighty Networks to run my communities and my courses. So my Slowdown Collective, which is my $7 a month membership, all of the course trainings inside of here are located inside of Mighty Networks, but we also have, monthly trainings. I host events inside of here, and our feed and our chat for this particular membership. All of it is hosted inside of here. I also love that I can go live inside of here. It's truly amazing. And there's an awesome chat feature where I can communicate directly with people and they can also ask questions inside of here. I also have my anti-burnout accelerator, which is my upgraded $49 a month membership. Same thing, all of the course content, the resource library, the events, everything is in here, as well as my B-Reads library, which is kind of like Blinkist for burnout related content, and my Notion support group with all of my training videos for how to use my Notion digital planner are all located inside of here. The beauty and the thing that I love so much about using Mighty Networks, I've tried Podia, I've tried MemberSpace, I've tried Teachable, I've tried Kajabi even. Mighty Networks is my favorite. In my offerings, it's really important to me to have a community component so that I can create connections among those people inside my memberships, and even having a free community, which I also have housed. All of these different topics in here are parts of my free community. So whether you're a new member and just kind of getting to know it, if you want like an all member chat, the intros, the place to get some accountability. So we actually do weekly accountability posts where I post on Monday and I do a Friday check-in, any announcements, productivity and planning. I did a goals workshop inside of here, and I also do some plan with me's inside of here. All of that is part of my free community, and all of that is housed inside of Mighty Networks as well. Every other platform I've tried, including Kajabi, did something poorly. Yes, Kajabi has a community feature, but I don't know if you've used it. It kind of sucks. Most creators and coaches I've worked with have their courses on Kajabi, and then they have a Facebook group where they have content, make it interactive, host events, lives. I did not want that for my community. It was really important for me, for not only my sanity, but for that of my clients and customers, to have everything housed inside of one platform. And Mighty Networks really allows for that. And I absolutely love that. Plus, what I like right now is you can use it like a website, which is what I'm showing you right now. That's my preference for how to use it. But there is also an app for this as well, where you can send your customers push notifications. And frankly, how many platforms actually let you do that? It's just really cool. I love Mighty Networks, and it is definitely my platform of choice. Last but not least is a platform that is relatively new one for me, but as you might have guessed, I'm a big fan of tools that just make it easy for me and keep things running in the background in my business, and that is where Meet Edgar comes in. How Meet Edgar works is it is a social media tool that connects to your different accounts. So you can see inside of mine, I have mine connected to my Facebook, to my my Google, page. I have it connected to my Google My Business. I have it connected to Pinterest. All of that, it connects it to all of these accounts so that you can start funneling your content straight to your accounts without having to do any work in the background. How this works is you can connect a blog straight to your Meet Edgar account. So like my Coach Ellen blog is connected. I can connect Pinterest boards that I wanted to pull content from. I can connect it straight to my YouTube channel. I can connect it straight to my podcast. All of these things, it will automatically pull content from and then post them to the various platforms based on, a queue that it sets up and a schedule that I have defined. Again, it just makes it so that my social media content is posting and running in the background without me necessarily having to do that work on my own. So that's it. Those are my go-to favorite business tools that really keep my business running, even as I'm juggling my day job. Even as things get crazy, those things really help me to manage everything and really just keep things running as smoothly as possible. Again, I think the big focus when it comes to business tools should be ease. Should be how easy is this tool to use? How easily does it allow you to do your work that you need to do? And these tools just make it really easy for me. I'm sure I forgot some tools in this, so if you've got other ones you love, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. And again, as always, if you are liking what you're seeing, don't forget to like and subscribe. And with that, my friends, I will talk to you next time.